Alright, so this is a video I'm going to talk about kind of how I started my diet and exercise routine, probably from about September of 2015 to probably about January of 2017, maybe a little bit longer than that. Kind of stayed on the same diet, definitely stayed on the same diet, exercise routine, kept kind of tweaking that a little bit, but to kind of talk about that and what I did and where we started and, you know, kind of where we went to. Should have known to let her in here beforehand. She follows me everywhere. But yeah, so started off in probably about September 2015. I remember me and my wife sat down one day and we watched every documentary we could. Probably not one day, over a whole weekend. Every documentary on eating good, different types of ways to eat, health, sugar, what food does to your body, what's good, what's bad, just everything we could find. And I'll actually post that below so everybody can see kind of the all the documentaries we watched. We definitely took bits and pieces from all of them. I mean, kind of now, right at that time, we pretty much we got into paleo. We cut out dairy and bread and gluten for the most part. Is what it was the biggest change to our diet, especially to my diet. My diet before then consisted of pizza, hamburgers, fried chicken, bread, cheese, and a lot of ice cream. A lot of bread, cheese, and ice cream. But ice cream, I'd eat it almost every day. I mean, literally almost every day I would eat ice cream. My one friend's growing up, they owned a local ice cream shop when I was a little bit younger, and I would drive there every day and get ice cream and get a huge thing of ice cream filled with Reese cups and hot fudge and peanut butter and caramel, and I'd eat that every day. I'd go to Dairy Queen and eat ice cream too. I'd eat ice cream at home. I mean, and breadsticks, I could eat 5 or 10 breadsticks at a sitting. I could eat a whole pizza, about 3 or 4 breadsticks, a cup or 2 of cheese sauce, and 6, 8, 10 beers all in one sitting. And I mean, I'd feel bad afterwards, but I didn't really care. I'd just go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. Never thought anything of it. It just seemed like the norm. I mean, it was always my normal. Just it was chicken wings, a couple beers, some ice cream, and I did the same thing almost every night. And but changed that and went paleo and cut out the dairy and the bread, so that was a huge change, and started eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits. Introduced a smoothie to my diet every morning. I ended up doing a fruit and vegetable smoothie and put some chia seed in it or some flaxseed in it too, and I still do that to this day. I have a smoothie every single morning. It's a good way to start my day. I feel good, get good energy from it, just feel good after it, and it's stuck in my routine now. If I don't do it before I go to work, sometimes it bothers me a little bit. I gotta find something else to replace it with, or a different smoothie, or a protein bar, or I don't know. I just got used to it. But and just cut all the dairy and bread out. And I honestly think at 25, 26 years old, I finally realized that I was lactose intolerant and that I had a gluten sensitivity, and that's why I had red bumps all over my skin and like rashes breaking out, and also why I was puking in the morning and my stomach would hurt all the time, because my body just couldn't handle that food, or it couldn't handle that amount of that food. I think it could have handled it in smaller doses maybe, but at that point I just cut it out altogether, and I quit because I started noticing how much better I was feeling. I wasn't puking anymore. I wasn't feeling sick. I wasn't as tired. The spots started going away. Started losing some weight. During this time, I was still in the mornings. I was stretching. I was getting up. I was, stretching, foam roller, walk before work, and then I'd have a smoothie. I incorporated like a green tea into it at the same time, and I'd go to work. And then I started, instead of walking, I'd start running, and then I ran for probably 4 or 5 weeks and decided wasn't my thing. I know running's not my thing. I've tried running before. Running hurts my knees, and I've always hated just running to run. I'll play basketball or hike or do something of that nature, but not just run. So I ended up replacing that with a bike. I got a bike, and that was probably one of the best things I did, because I rode that bike all over the place. I rode it, lived close to a bike path, so I could ride 4 or 5 miles each direction in the morning or after work, and just get a good sweat in, feel good. I biked probably for a year and a half, not every day, but 3-4 days a week. And then I occasionally would go to the gym. I go to Planet Fitness and lift a little bit of weights. Nothing too hard. I never push myself too hard with the weights anymore. I just did weights a lot when I was younger, and just can't get into the weights as much anymore. It just bores me, or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's just not my thing right now. And that's been my whole problem too, of trying to figure out what I want to do and how to exercise, because my problem is every time I would start a diet or exercise when I was younger, I'd always go like full steam ahead and just go, and like I'd work out every day all day, and then 2 weeks in I burn out and just stop. And that's one thing I didn't do. I started taking everything a little bit slower and kind of easing in everything so it didn't hurt so much, and it was easier to get into stuff, and that definitely helped me. So but I did Planet Fitness there for a while. I would do it, I'd go in there for 30 minutes. I'd get a little bit of a sweat on. I do arms and chest and back and some core, and get on the elliptical, and the row machine was probably my favorite thing. I wish I had a row machine. I get a good sweat in and good cardio, and not have to feel like you're running, so that was nice. But yeah, so that's what I did from about September of 2015 to January, February of 2017. Definitely started feeling a lot better, lost some weight, gained some flexibility, back and neck and everything not hurting quite as much. At work, I changed what I was doing there a little bit too. I got a stand-up desk. I got a monitor that was mounted at the proper level for me to look at, instead of kind of like looking down all day. Stood up almost all day every day at work. Kind of slowly eased myself into getting used to standing up all day, and once I did that, I never wanted to sit down again. I stand up at work now most of the time, most days. Probably 90% of the time I'm standing up at work. I feel like I think better. It helps me keep up straighter and just feel better during the day, more energy, and but made progress, I think, during this whole time, mentally and physically. Started feeling a little more confident in myself as I started taking action and doing things I needed to do to start feeling better about myself. That was probably always one of my problems, was I think self-worth, and don't know if I've ever had a whole lot of that. Never a whole lot of value in myself. Always thought I should do more, do better, and never, but sometimes didn't try enough, or don't feel like I'm pushing myself hard enough, and definitely push on myself hard, and I don't know if I really like myself, or how much I really like myself at that time. And before that, kind of feeling bad there, and eating bad all the time, and just feeling like a waste. So the change was nice, of starting to feel better and be happier, and start being more present, and just feeling better. And then my mood got better, and started feeling sharper at work, and everything kind of snowballed and started going in the right direction. So I kept pushing, kept chasing it, and still chasing it to this day, and trying to just keep getting better and keep feeling better. And I feel like I'm going about it the right way, and I'll continue to kind of talk about the changes I made, and show you where I was at, and where I'm going, and where I'm at now, and I think I'm moving in the right direction. So appreciate everybody listening, and I'll post more videos at some point. Most of the videos are going to come over the weekends when I'm not working. It's hard to find time and think about it, so probably post a lot over the weekends and nothing during the week for the most part, and keep them all on there. So if anybody has any questions or need anything, feel free to reach out, like I said.